People usually assume losing weight is about half diet and half exercise, but combined, these two factors actually make up only about 25% of the journey. Another 25% is good quality sleep, while the remaining whopping 500% is simply doing what you promised yourself you'd do. Fortunately, if you start your diet right now, there's an easy way to almost guarantee success. The very first step is inspiration. Something always triggers the decision to change. Maybe it's seeing someone significantly fitter than yourself, or noticing how you look in a photo. Inspiration is powerful but fleeting. Typically, it lasts for about a day and then disappears. To keep momentum, you need to set realistic, measurable goals with clear deadlines. For instance, setting targets like losing 5 pounds by July 1st and another 5 pounds by August 1st gives you tangible checkpoints, keeping motivation high. Next, you need a detailed, realistic action plan. Consider swapping out your typical breakfast of milk, sugary granola, and peanut butter jelly sandwiches for a morning jog of 1 mile, followed by a bowl of 15 large strawberries and 3 boiled eggs. Amazingly, this single switch can lead to losing several pounds of fat within just a few weeks. However, simply having a plan isn't enough. Preparing everything in advance is crucial. Boil your eggs and buy your strawberries the night before, and set out your running gear so when you wake up, following your plan is the easiest, most obvious choice. Conversely, if you keep peanut butter, grape jelly, and bread prominently displayed in your fridge, it shows you're secretly preparing to fail. You're subconsciously anticipating the day you'll give in to temptation. Making healthy choices effortless involves making unhealthy choices inconvenient. Of course, despite your best intentions, you'll inevitably face difficult moments, like accidentally stumbling into an IHOP surrounded by mouth-watering menu items exceeding 1,000 calories each, tempting you to utter the 5 most dangerous words in dieting: "I'll start again on Monday." To counteract this, you have a couple of options. You can proactively strengthen your willpower by anticipating potential excuses and practicing your refusal, even rehearsing walking away from unhealthy options. Yet, since willpower isn't limitless, the most effective strategy remains avoiding temptation altogether. The real cheat code to long-term motivation is transforming your healthy actions into automatic habits. When jogging and choosing strawberries and boiled eggs becomes second nature, your plan becomes dramatically easier. Eventually, you may even begin genuinely enjoying healthy eating and exercise, evolving from a simple habit into your entire identity, a transformation many others have successfully experienced. Moving on to the basics of fat loss, understand there's no perfect method of tracking progress besides taking regular progress photos and weighing yourself weekly. Be patient, as visible changes might not appear immediately or even within the first few months because the body tends to lose fat from less noticeable areas initially. However, once visual progress begins, the changes rapidly become increasingly evident. To accurately monitor your progress, weighing yourself each morning can be helpful, keeping in mind daily fluctuations due to water retention or dietary choices. Even if you've lost a pound of fat, your weight may not immediately reflect this change. Focus instead on your average weekly progress rather than daily fluctuations. You've probably heard the principle: to lose fat, consume fewer calories than you burn. For instance, if your body burns 2,000 calories daily, eating 1,700 calories daily will result in fat loss, as your body will tap into stored fat and a small amount of muscle to bridge the calorie gap. Reducing your daily intake further to 1,500 or even 1,200 calories will accelerate fat loss, but this comes at the cost of making your diet significantly harder to sustain long-term. Typically, online calorie calculators using a sedentary activity level provide a solid starting point. However, remember these calculators aren't always accurate since everyone's metabolism is unique, particularly for those with hormonal imbalances. The best approach is to start with the suggested calorie intake. Observe changes over a few weeks and adjust downward by another 200 to 300 calories if your weight stalls. Some find this method highly effective in theory, yet it demands meticulous daily calorie tracking. This includes reading nutrition labels, using calorie counting apps, performing mental math, and weighing food portions precisely with food scales. If you're unfamiliar with grams or the metric system, don't worry. Calories are conveniently listed on menus like McDonald's. Alternatively, you can roughly estimate calories but always round up generously. A 300-calorie estimate is likely closer to 500. An 800-calorie meal might actually be 1,000. And seemingly insignificant bites probably contribute at least 50 calories. Before discussing a more effortless method that eliminates tracking entirely, let's briefly cover macronutrients. Many wonder about optimal daily protein, carbohydrate, and fat intake. Honestly, for most weight loss goals, calories and protein intake are what truly matter. Consume enough protein, a controlled amount of fats, and then freely fill the remaining calories. However, be mindful not to overconsume high-fat items such as oils, sauces, salad dressings, butter, nuts, and cheese. Although healthy in moderation, fats pack 9 calories per gram, making items like trail mix calorie-dense enough to rival the energy of a dying neutron star. Also, if you've heard experts claim carbs cause weight gain, remember they're not referring to healthy sources like fruits, vegetables, fiber, or whole grains. They're specifically talking about refined, highly processed carbs, foods that tend to be extremely tasty but are stripped of almost all their nutrients during processing, particularly those loaded with added sugars. Just think of most packaged items at your grocery store. The problem with these foods is they're unnaturally delicious, calorie-dense, easy to overeat, and paradoxically, they make you hungrier afterward. Sure, you could technically still lose weight while eating these daily if you stay within a calorie deficit, but people boasting about eating family-sized boxes of sugary cereals daily rarely mention the constant hunger they experience or the disastrous results of their blood tests. Not to mention, just adding milk to their cereal often breaks their calorie limits, forcing them to resort to water instead. Here's where the effortless method of losing fat without meticulously counting calories comes in. The most straightforward trick is gradually shifting towards minimally processed foods, replacing junk, chips, sugary desserts, and refined carbs with fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, lean dairy, and whole grains. These foods are incredibly filling and nutrient-rich, allowing you to naturally maintain a calorie deficit without persistent hunger. If you need proof, consider this: 200 calories of Oreos versus 200 calories of fresh strawberries. Notice the difference in volume and satisfaction? Another practical tip is to completely stop snacking, restricting eating to meal times only. Most snacks consumed are high-calorie, tasty junk eaten out of boredom, stress, or thirst, not true hunger. Cutting snacks is surprisingly simple since your body doesn't truly need them. And over time, you'll lose the urge to snack altogether. Eventually, this success might even foster a subtle sense of superiority, fueling your motivation further. But if motivation wavers, here are additional helpful strategies. First, drink plenty of water. Often, what feels like hunger is merely dehydration, easily resolved by keeping a large water bottle nearby. This habit also curbs cravings for high-calorie drinks like sodas, juices, bubble teas, and milkshakes. Second, abandon the mentality of today doesn't count. The real diet starts tomorrow. Such thinking ensures your diet never truly begins. Third, limit liquid calories. It's incredibly easy to drink hundreds of calories through sugary beverages compared to eating solid food. Fourth, opt for low-calorie alternatives like low-fat shredded cheese, keto-friendly bread, cauliflower rice, egg whites, or peanut butter powder. Fifth, use zero-calorie sauces, spices, and sweeteners to enhance healthy meals. However, moderation is key. The tastier your food becomes, the more likely you'll crave intensely flavored foods. Sixth, leverage zero-calorie diet sodas for sweet cravings. Seventh, consume high-volume, high-fiber, low-calorie foods that satisfy hunger effectively. Eighth, distribute your food intake across 3 to 5 meals daily to avoid long periods of hunger, making dieting more manageable long-term. Ninth, schedule your largest meals during times you typically feel the most hungry. 10th, intermittent fasting helps many effortlessly maintain a calorie deficit. Although it involves fasting periods each day, hunger usually passes quickly once you get accustomed to this eating pattern. 11th, prioritize protein consumption. It boosts satiety and has a higher calorie-burning effect during digestion. 12th, protein powder can be useful but isn't as satisfying as whole protein sources. If necessary, consume it with water. 13th, drinking black coffee or tea can slightly enhance metabolism and curb appetite due to caffeine. 14th, using smaller plates and bowls psychologically tricks you into feeling full quicker, helping you naturally reduce portions. 15th, if you slip up, don't use it as an excuse to spiral into unhealthy eating. Remember, mistakes might happen, but giving up was never part of your plan. Next, let's talk about exercise. Exercise burns calories, enhances your health, and importantly, shows how much effort is required to burn a small snack's calories. Here are some actionable tips. First, lift weights. Strength training boosts metabolism, burns calories, and builds muscle. Plenty of resources online offer effective workout routines. Second, walk more. Walking for 40 to 45 minutes per day is practically a fat loss cheat code. Third, integrate cardio into your routine. Diet is primary for weight loss, but cardio can greatly ease the process. If traditional cardio bores you, try high-intensity interval training or circuit workouts readily available online. Ignore critics who dismiss shorter online workouts. They often spend hours passively watching fitness videos themselves. Fourth, become more active in daily life. Simple activities like taking stairs, cleaning, cooking, or even standing and fidgeting significantly increase calorie expenditure compared to sitting around. Lastly, prioritize good quality sleep, a factor many overlook. Quality sleep regulates hormones crucial to fat loss, impacting your progress far more than you'd expect. You might think you already get enough sleep, but truly optimizing your rest could unlock better results. Thanks for sticking around till the end. Now you're equipped with practical, real-world tips to make your weight loss journey easier and more effective. But don't stop here. There's plenty more to learn. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because in the next video, I'll share even more secrets to help you transform your life, one step at a time. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you right back here soon.